Hey guys, Michael Marchand, your legal license coach, back with you again. And today I want to get into something that nobody really enjoys, but all of us have or will experience to some degree throughout our life. And that is the topic of rejection. Now, again, rejection is one of those things. It can come in many different forms, many different shapes, many different sizes, and everybody's going to be impacted by rejection differently. A lot of that is going to go back to your childhood or your upbringing, kind of how you were raised, how much nurturing you were given, things like that. So there is many variables that go into how much any given person feels rejection, and it's going to be different for everybody. But I want to give you kind of a high level overview of three different points that we're going to cover here. So who or what can cause us to feel rejection? Again, I did say what, because sometimes we feel rejected by inanimate objects. So what happens when we feel rejected? What is our actual physiological or biological response? And then how do we equip ourselves to handle rejection better? So 3 points, I want to dive right into it here. So who or what can cause us to feel rejected? Now, the reality is that something as simple as a Rubik's Cube, or any puzzle really can cause you to feel rejected because puzzles by definition are hard to solve. And full disclosure, I didn't solve this one. It came this way. I honestly have never solved a Rubik's Cube. I know there's people that can do it in like 10 seconds, but I've never been that person. So on some level, I could feel rejected by the inanimate object of a Rubik's Cube. Take this video, for example. Now I'm putting this video out to the World Wide Web, putting it on YouTube, and there's a huge opportunity for me to be rejected by the algorithm not showing my video. I could be directly rejected by people commenting negatively on my video. I could be rejected by people disliking my video. I could be rejected by nobody actually seeing it and the views being zero. So there is a variety of things that can make us feel rejected. Another example is I'm in sales. So I do real estate sales and we get web leads where people inquire on our website. So a lot of times I will call people and they just are not interested in purchasing a home. It's not a personal rejection against me, but that's certainly how it can come across. So what happens when we feel rejected? Now, what happens when we feel rejected is very similar to what happens when we hurt ourselves. So if you go and you cut yourself with a knife, maybe while you're cooking, you burn yourself on the stove, you cut yourself while you're shaving, any sort of physical pain has the same response. So the part of the brain that deals with the physical pain is the same part of the brain that deals with rejection. So when we are rejected, there is a physiological, psychological response, and it can trigger us to have a range of emotions, everything from sadness, maybe as deep as depression, or outright rage. Maybe you just get super angry. And while rejection does happen at an emotional level, it has that physical pain response. So it does leave an imprint and it does make it highly likely that whatever you did that caused you to feel rejected, you're not going to want to do that again. That is a huge problem that people in sales face because they literally have to get rejected over and over and over and over again before they get a sale. So if you don't reframe and reshape and shift how you think about rejection and what rejection really is, then it can burn you out very, very quickly. So how do we better equip ourselves to handle rejection? Now, unlike a physical, a cut, you can't just put a Band-Aid on it. You break your arm, you can put a cast on it. Now, emotional wounds, rejections on an emotional level are not that easy. So the first thing I like to tell people to do is just acknowledge it. A lot of times our inclination is if we get rejected, we feel bad about ourselves. And then we start talking down to ourselves like, I shouldn't feel this way. I'm a bad person. Or it can very quickly lead to a spiral effect of where we are compounding and making the initial rejection that maybe wasn't even intended as a rejection much, much worse than it actually is. So that's the first thing. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel the way you feel. The second thing is don't stay there. Don't stay stuck there because the longer you stay stuck there, the harder it is going to be for you to ever move on, much less to repeat that activity in the future if you need to. So for example, if I call somebody and they say, no, I'm not interested in purchasing a house. So I don't leave it there. I don't just accept that at face value. Okay, I ask a follow-up question. Okay, well, what brought you to my website today? Maybe they're just curious. Maybe they're like, oh, well, I want to buy a house, but I need to sell my house first. Or maybe I'm planning on moving there in 3 months. Whatever it is, if you just accept the rejection at face value and don't follow up with another question, then you will ultimately never know if they were really rejecting you or if maybe it was just something as simple as it wasn't the right time. Another example, you see a beautiful girl, you go up and you ask her if she wants to go have drinks with you on Friday night. She says no. Do you just leave it there? Or do you follow up? Maybe for her, it's not that she doesn't like you. She may think you're a very attractive person and she may really want to have drinks, but she just can't do it on Friday night. So do you follow up? Well, is there another night that would work better? Maybe she doesn't drink. Maybe she's a recovering alcoholic. Maybe she wants to go have coffee instead of drinks. You just don't know. So if you follow up and you ask more questions and you dig deeper, whether that's with the person or whether that's with something as inanimate as an object. Now, if you feel rejected by this Rubik Cube and it makes you extremely frustrated, then just take a second to yourself and realize that it's an inanimate object. It has no ability to control you. So everything that you're feeling is coming from the inside. Acknowledge it, own it, and move on. That would be my advice to you. If you are dealing with another person, then make sure you question it and you go a layer deeper because you never know. They may well not be rejecting you. It may just be a logistical thing. So those are just a couple of points, kind of a high level quick overview, but I hope that helps you guys. Again, like I said, I face rejection all the time in my line of work, and to some degree, you can get desensitized to it. But at the end of the day, like the people that I call, I don't know them. They don't know me. They're really incapable of rejecting me because they don't know me on any level. I'm just some random person. And that's okay. We can part as friends. But if you have not, go ahead and like and subscribe. I want you to get all the videos. We drop them Fridays. So hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. And don't forget, you were made for greatness. And it is my goal to help get you there.